Dear student, today I give lecture on Model 2 Hydrothermal Scheduling. In the hydrothermal scheduling, we studied about the introduction to hydrothermal scheduling, fundamental of hydrothermal scheduling, then scheduling hydro systems. Now we studied about the introduction to hydrothermal scheduling. Hydrothermal scheduling means hydropower plant and thermal power plant both are integrated to meet our load demand in a large interconnected power system. In the modern power systems, both hydro power plant and thermal power plants are connected to it only. The operation of the hydrothermal scheduling is more complex because the number of constraints considered by the hydel power plant. Hydel is nothing but the hydro power plant. The idea of integrated operation is for optimum utilization of all the energy sources in the most economical manner to meet our load demand at all the points of the time. It is very economical because it has both thermal and hydel power plants operating in a system. Then the hydrothermal coordination is classified into long-term coordination and short-term coordination. The operation of the system which are having both hydro and thermal power plants is more complex because the hydro power plant have negligible operating cost which are required to operate under constraints of water available for the hydro generation in the given period of time. The problem which belongs to the real time of the dynamic optimization. The problem of the minimizing the operating cost of the hydrothermal power system can be viewed, that is one of the minimizing the fuel cost of the thermal power plant. If you can take the thermal power plant, mean you have to minimize the fuel cost under the constraints. But you can consider the hydropower generation, that is the hydropower plant, mean you can consider the water availability, that is the water storage and water inflow over a given period of time. This is the introduction to the hydrothermal power scheduling. Now we studied about the hydrothermal scheduling fundamental. So now you see the diagram. So in the diagram represents the figure represents the fundamental of the hydrothermal system. So in the system you see, so this is the thermal power plant. So the PGT represents the P for power, G for generation, T for thermal. So BGT represents the thermal power plant generation, that is thermal generation. Then PD. PD is called as a load demand or load. Okay. Then the Q, the small letter Q represents the water discharge. Okay, this is the hydropower plant. The PGH represents the hydropower generation. This is the reservoir storage. Already we studied in the foursome power generation and economic subject. Reservoir is nothing but the huge amount of the water is stored during winter season or rainy season. That water is utilized during summer season for the generation of electricity. And then the J represents the water inflow. So this is the fundamental diagram of hydrothermal power system. Okay. So here the thermal power plant and the hydropower plant both are integrated to meet our load demand PD. Okay. Now for the sake of simplicity and understanding, the problem formulation and the solution technique are illustrated through the simplified hydrothermal scheduling power system only. This type of power system consists of one hydro power system, another one is one thermal power plant system. Both are integrated, which are supplying the power to a centralized load. Centralized load means PD. This is the centralized load. which is referred to as a fundamental hydrothermal power system. The optimization will be carried out with real power generation, that is the control variable with the transmission loss accounted for by the loss of the formula, that is the loss transmission loss formula only. So this is the detail about the fundamental hydrothermal power system. Next we studied about the scheduling hydro system. Before that, what we are studying? Introduction to hydrothermal scheduling, then fundamental hydrothermal power system. Now we studied about the scheduling hydro system. The scheduling hydro system consists of four parts. One is introduction, second one is long range scheduling, third one is short range scheduling, the fourth one is the nomenclature. Now we detailedly studied about these four. First, introduction to scheduling hydro systems only. Okay, in this case the hydro system depends on water head and discharge. Water discharge and water head, these two parameter only. The water head is nothing but the vertical distance. How we calculate the hydraulic power for hydro power plant? Because the water head only, that means converted, that is the hydraulic power. The hydraulic power is converted into mechanical energy with the help of the water turbine. The turbine is coupled with the generator mechanically. The generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. This is the basic concept of the hydro power plant. We are already studied in the power generation economics subject in 4th semester. Now how do we calculate the hydraulic power? The formula for hydraulic power is nothing but power pH, that is equal to head multiplied by flow, that is water head multiplied by water flow into acceleration due to gravity. Then we are getting the hydraulic power. Then how to calculate the electric power, that is the power generated by the generator, that is the power generated by the hydro power plant only. Generally the formula PGH, that is equal to neta rho QGH. PGH represents the electric power in watts, that is power generation by hydro power system. The unit is watts. Then neta, you already know, this is the efficiency of the power system. The unit is percentage. The rho is nothing but the density of the water. The unit is kg per meter cube. Normally it is 1000 kg per meter cube only. The small letter q represents the water flow. The water flow unit is meter cube per second only. Then the small g. G is nothing but the acceleration of gravity. The unit is meter per second squared. Then the small h represents the water head or head. The unit is meter. So by using this formula, we can calculate the electric power generated by the hydro system. This is the introduction to scheduling hydro system. Okay. The second one is nothing but the long range scheduling. Okay. So therefore the power developed in the hydro power system is mainly depends on the water head and discharge only. Okay. Then this involves long range forecasting of water availability and scheduling of reservoir water releases. Okay. The third one is the time period, because the water flow and the water head happened within the particular time period only. So therefore the time period depends on the capacity of the reservoir. Okay. Already I told reservoir means what? The water is stored. Huge amount of the water is stored in one place, that is called as a reservoir. Okay. During summer season, which is utilized during winter season, utilized in the summer season. Okay. So the scheduling is nothing but from 1 week to 1 year or several years. How we are scheduling that is 1 week or 1 year or several years. This is the statistical analysis of long range scheduling. The continuation of long range scheduling, the long term scheduling has to take into the account that is the uncertainty of the load. First one is uncertainty of the load. Second parameter is water inflow. The third one is the growth in the thermal generation. So we can consider these three parameters. Then we can found the long range scheduling in the hydropower plant. Okay, then the solution for long range scheduling are obtained by making some assumption, that is constant thermal power or constant hydel power. This is the assumption. Based on this only we have to get the solution from the long range scheduling. And here what type of the model which are used in the long range scheduling? Dynamic programming method. Another one is static models. The dynamic programming model we already studied in the module 1 in the unit commitment chapter, that is dynamic programming method. Okay, now we studied about the short range scheduling. What is mean by short range scheduling? This is involves hour by hour scheduling. This is it's nothing but hour by hour scheduling. Hour by hour scheduling of all the generation on the system to optimize the total cost over the period. Okay, in this case, in the short range scheduling, all the data are assumed to be known and starting from initial operating scheduled. Okay, so therefore the hourly schedule is drawn meeting all the constraint, because the time may be represented hour or that is a day or week or month or year. So here is the hourly schedule only is drawn for meeting our all the constraints of the short range scheduling. In the short range scheduling, generally three categories is there. What are the three categories? The first category is nothing but the hydro plants which are very rate. That means the constraints is the water flow. What are the constraints of the short range, that is the scheduling which are used in the hydro plant, that is the water inflow only. Okay, the second category is nothing but the power system where the majority of the generation is hydro, because the energy resource of the hydro power plant is water, so therefore the cost also very less compared to other power plant. Therefore here the scheduling is done to minimize the cost, which cost fuel cost of the thermal system. This is the second category. The third category is nothing but the majority of the system have balance between the thermal and hydro plant only. That means where the hydro plant form a minor portion. Okay, the schedule are developed to minimize the production cost of the thermal generation and keeping the hydro generation constraints in mind. What is hydro generation constraint means? That is the water availability and water inflow, water head. These are the constraints of the hydro power plant generation. Okay, then we studied about the nomenclature. This is the last part of the scheduling hydro systems. Then what is mean nomenclature? What are the nomenclatures we are used in the scheduling of hydro systems? So all the three algorithm. What do you mean by three algorithm? The first one is the introduction, that is general algorithm. Second one is the long range scheduling algorithm. Third one is the short range scheduling algorithm. In the three algorithms, we are some common nomenclatures are used. What are the nomenclatures? The first one is PGT, the power K is nothing but the thermal generation in the kth time interval. The time interval is K. Okay, then PGHK is nothing but the hydro generation in the kth time interval. Then the capital N is nothing but the total time intervals. The capital K is represent the particular interval. That means K equal to 1 to N. For example, K to 1 means get is the first interval. If K to 2 means second interval. So the K is nothing but the particular interval. The capital N is nothing but the total number of time interval. Then you can n suffix t. The nt represents the number of time intervals thermal. The capital T for thermal power plant, capital N denoted for time interval. So therefore the nt represents the number of time intervals thermal plant is on. Then the small h, the power k, which represents the number of hours. The small h represents the number of hours. K is nothing but the time interval. So therefore the h power k represents the number of hours in the kth time interval. These are the some sets of the nomenclature. The other common nomenclature which is used in the scheduling hydro system, the other thing PDK. The PDK is nothing but PD is the demand or load in the kth time interval. P loss K. P loss K is nothing but what? Loss. That is the power loss. P for power, then loss. The power loss in the kth time interval. Q in K. Q in means is nothing but the water inflow. Is the one of the constraint of the hydro system. So therefore the Q in K is nothing but the water inflow in the kth interval. The unit is meter per second or meter cube per second or meter cube per hour. The next Q naught K. The Q naught K is nothing but the water discharge or water output in the kth time interval. The unit also is nothing but meter cube per second or meter cube per hour only. The T max is nothing but that is the maximum time interval. That is the total time interval is nothing but the T maximum. TT. So T for the T is the time. Small t, the suffix t is nothing but the thermal power plant. So TT is nothing but the total time for which the thermal power plant is on. So these are the nomenclature used in the three algorithm. What are the three algorithm? General algorithm, long range algorithm, short range algorithm. Then the four algorithm of hydrothermal scheduling which are used, that is also nomenclature. What is the four algorithms? The one is scheduling based on energy. Second one is short range scheduling using gamma delta iterations. The third one is general hydrothermal scheduling using discrete time intervals. The fourth one is the short range scheduling using penalty factors. Now we studied about in this lecture video only we studied scheduling based on energy algorithm only, because the remaining three algorithms are lengthiest one, then equations are more. So next three videos we studied about these three algorithms. Okay, now we studied about the scheduling based on energy. Now you see the circuit diagram. So this figure represents the hydrothermal system to supply the load. Okay, this is the thermal power plant. T is the thermal power plant, H is the hydro power plant. Both are integrated and meet our load demand PL. Okay, this is thermal power, hydro power. Okay, PGT means thermal power, PGH means hydro power generation. The F is nothing but the cost of that thermal power plant. You see the cost constraint considered for thermal power plant, the water discharge only is constrained for hydro power. So therefore this algorithm can be used in the power system where the hydro generation is the major component, but it cannot be meet our load demand at all the time. So the thermal generation is also included. Why the thermal and the hydro integrated means, generally in the power system the scheduling based on energy, that means is the major component. That is the hydropower plant only is the major component. Okay, but the hydropower plant only it not capable for meet our load demand at all the time. That's why the thermal generation is included in the hydropower generation. The next, the last figure is nothing but the hydrothermal schedule. The hydrothermal schedule, you can see the diagram. So the x-axis is time, y-axis is load demand PD, and then PGT star mean it is the variable, that is thermal power generation. So the shaded portion is nothing but the thermal power generation. Other thing, that is this waveform is nothing but the accelerated waveform is nothing but the hydropower generation waveform. Okay, this is the maximum time interval. So now we draw the graph between the time and demand So these are the safe of the thermal power generation and hydropower generation, which is represented in the hydrothermal schedule. Dear student, in this lecture video you clearly understand the introduction to hydrothermal power scheduling, fundamental of hydrothermal scheduling, and then scheduling hydro system. Under scheduling hydro systems, 4 algorithms. So that is the scheduling based on energy, then remaining gamma delta iterations. Another one is discrete time interval method, then fourth one is penalty factors. Thank you students for watching this video.